like.
That's exactly what I'm going for.
Seriously?
But thank you for ruining the fucking intro here. Peoples, we have brought together a roundtable discussion. We have 5 of the most powerful minds ever put together here to discuss a dilemma, a dilemma that needs to have as much spotlight shine on it as humanly possible, and that is, of course, the fact that AGL is refusing to use the V3 settings. Now, we have Saucy, APK, just throw a little wave up there, guys, you know. We have Ghost Ayami, and Diesel doesn't have a camera because he's still in the early 1900s. So, with that said, Saucy, could you please read me what Brad from AGL posted on his stream when he was forging?
Oh, God. Yeah. He puts is 343 and Ghost putting on 10 events a year and online events as well? No. So why should we use their settings when they don't ask us anything? I can go on about this, and there's no reason for me to argue about it. Yeah, that's what he put.
Okay, so the first thing out of the box you have to look at is you have to say, is this real life? Like, is this...
I thought I was in Candyland when I read that, dude.
Dude, I felt like I was going back to middle school and I was having a birthday party. Or I brought cupcakes in elementary school and I didn't have one extra one, and so the girl got all pissed off at me, right? Like, that's what this is like. This is very, very little drama.
Got all pissed off.
Right? You know what? Everyone has that thing. But, so the big problem here is Brad and Arena Gaming feel like, hey, you know what? We are not included in this. 343 isn't doing shit for us, minus the throwdown playlist and developer support and ranks and brought back the X. And he said, they're not doing anything for us. Fuck it. Right? Like, we're going to come up with our own game types, even though at the beginning of the year they always pushed for vanilla. I remember when BR Start came out and Ghost proposed that, Arena Gaming was like, oh, fuck you, we want to use DMRs, we want to be out of the box. So now they're taking what could be 81% out of the map, or out of the box maps, and saying fuck you, and using maps like Lotus, which is awful, and Station 9.
Splash! What the fuck?
Stop with the splash.
Jesus Christ.
But so the first thing I have to ask, Eric, what is your point of view on this?
Yeah, I mean, I guess really just what it is I did like countless testing before anything launched. In terms of V1, I had like 4 different sets of test settings that I went through after MLG appointed me, and I went through with Hines and a little bit of Walshy, and obviously a couple other people, Diesel as well, and we went through tons of test settings. I can't even tell you. I probably read like upwards of like 5,000 to 10,000 forum posts of feedback throughout all that kind of stuff, whether it was MLG or Halo Waypoint, and I went really in depth with everything, and I pretty much was sure I kind of, with what we were given at hand, with instant respawn and all the kinds of things that came with the game when it first came out, I made sure that we can make it as competitive as possible in the beginning, and make everything, fair, as if, things were played at the highest level of competition, that, there wouldn't be any, I guess you could say, bull crap or anything like that. So we made sure, really to test everything out and iron out all of our settings. And, with the Team Throwdown and the Game Battles introductions, they've helped us iron them out even further. I have reached out. I'm really not going to go into details, but I have reached out a couple times to try and, give him the heads up, as well as, work with him. But it just, I don't know, I feel like I'm a little bit farther ahead in my testing scenario, I feel, and that's why I kind of feel like we should be, really working together on this and not really trying to choose sides. Trust me, I'm not trying to put my bias on anything. I'm trying to make sure that everyone is very happy with all of these game types.
Well, I'm not. I saw the Red X, and it's not red, so I'm not happy.
When you have $100,000, let's say, $100,000 gets thrown on the line, like, I want you guys to be happy with what you're playing for. Like, I don't want it to be some crap game type where everyone's complaining, like, let's say, for instance, the first, the oddball game type that we experienced, that was not a representation of competitive gameplay, in my opinion. So I just think that we need to make sure that everything is fair, and you're playing the correct game types for the correct amount of money, and that's really what I'm trying to do.
We all applaud you here. My thing is this, right? You have named countless amount of names who have actually done something in Halo. Saucy, I know I'm not the most alert guy in the bunch in my time of being a caster and keeping my eye on the community. But have these guys competed at a high level? Can we trust them for Forge?
Let me break it down. The AGL staff, okay? Just to put them all into one big thing. I don't know who they are or where they came from, and the fact that they're like putting the thing I read to you guys earlier, like is 343 and Ghost putting on 10 events a year and online as well. It really just makes me think in my head, like, dude, like, nobody knows like where you guys came from, and you want to come up and like, dude, like Eric's working directly with the developer, man. You know what I mean? You guys just want to be like, and the community is already divided, dude, in the first place. And these guys who aren't respected, well-known, like been around for years type of people, and they're like, they just come out of nowhere and they got this little ego going on, man. And I don't understand really where it came from or why they think they're like running the Halo streets here, man. But it's kind of shocking to me. But yeah, basically, I've never heard of any of them, man. Like,
it's good to know.
Guys, like, they might be nice people or whatever, but I don't know them. I don't really think anyone else really knows them.
No, and really what it comes down to is, like, I wasn't just appointed by MLG just out of the blue. It wasn't like I got called up one day from Puckett, and he just said, yeah, hey, listen, we're going to put you on it because you're the only pro that, is still working with Halo. Like, that wasn't the case at all. Diesel, if anything, was the person that was working hardest on the game types, but in the past years of being a pro player, I have thoroughly expressed my interest and my expertise on game types and settings specifically, whether it was to Killer KC, whether it was to Puckett, to Gandhi, to tons of people. I've explained how the spawn system has worked to, like, I can't even tell you how many people. So when they came to me, it wasn't just you're the guy that's doing Halo, we're just going to dish it off to you. It was, obviously we believe that you know what you're doing, so that's like why I kept doing it. I made sure to make sure every spawn is in the. I don't know how to explain it, but it's a very delicate process when you're creating game types for tournaments that are going to be played on with money. So I make sure that that everything is fair.
I don't think Brad gets like he's on, even if they're not going to use those settings or he doesn't plan on using the map, dude. He's on there. And he openly says, like, why should we use their settings? Dude, like, you can't. We're already divided, and he's dividing it again with, like, are we going to use Ghost settings? Are we going to use 343 throwdown settings? Or does everyone want to play AGL? It's like the DMR versus BR thing where everybody...
Don't forget CGL.
And dude, well, let's be...
you can't forget...
Dude, nobody uses that, though. Like, they kind of, whatever, if they have a tournament, I guess, but... The main ones, the most popular ones, dude, you can't split the community again. Remember, it's like splitting it twice, dude. It's like
it's fractions, and no one likes fractions.
Yeah, it makes me nobody wants.
No one. Fuck fractions. I'm gonna go to APK now. APK, you're like a Forge mastermind. From what you have seen from Arena Gaming, from what they've put on today and in the past, would you enjoy them making your game types?
To be honest, not at all. It seems like a lot of it is careless and just like on the spot with their decision making. Ghost can vouch for this. Spawns are actually really delicate, and judging by the way that he was just like tossing them around, like those maps aren't going to play well. There's no thought behind the spawns. He just kind of like put it wherever he thought they could be placed, and to be honest, that's just going to reduce the quality, which when people are watching the stream and they see low quality gameplay, that's just going to reduce the stream viewers. And by having these settings, a split group of settings, they're already going to take a hit to their audience, and then the lower quality gameplay is just going to further divide that audience.
Dude, nobody's going to know what's going on if they're playing like a weird adrift where everythe's blocked off.
APK, what was that adrift?
Okay, so this is what he did. He blocked off each base, so there's no access to the base. So the attic was blocked off. The doors to the base were blocked off. The lifts to the base were blocked off. And then what he did was he had the bases become where the snipers spawn, which obviously if you've ever played a drift, you know that area is super small. It's not really fit to be a base. So basically the map is reduced to 4 hallways, 2 ridiculously small bases, and then the middle area of the map, which that's not going to be fit for 4v4s.
All right, now
You know he's still forging it, not to interrupt, like, my bad, but you know that he's still streaming and forging it. I just went to it right now. I think they just got done, like, testing that map that he'd made.
well, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, did they spawn in the base at the beginning? All right, fuck it, we're good, right? Like that's
I don't get, like, the logic here. Like, dude, you
And,
can't
like,
just go in and forge a map. You can't just go in and throw a bunch of walls and spawns around.
Yeah.
yeah, you
And
kind of
also-
could.
Yeah.
CSR is going to launch on April 8th, and you know a lot of people are going to want to play that, and like instead of playing AGL settings. And this tourney's coming up pretty soon. I'm pretty sure it's on the 12th.
Yeah,
right?
we're like 20 days out.
Yeah, we're 20 days out, and I don't know if he's actually planning on using these for Nashville or just Orange County, but if he's planning on using these for Nashville, that's not enough time for the competitors to learn the maps. And then Scott, you're casting the event. I'm not sure if that's enough time for like casters to really feel comfortable about these altered maps. So
Yeah, I get to. I mean, I refuse to learn Station 9, so if that's in
Yeah,
the 5-game
exactly.
series, I'm just gonna kind of peace out. But no, it's not nearly it's not nearly enough time.
Station 9 is the best map, dude.
No, it's not. But now Diesel, back at the beginning. Diesel, you're there, right? I can't see you,
Yeah, I should be
so
here.
I don't
Should be
know if you're
Can you hear
sitting
me?
there doing setups. You know what I'm saying? At the beginning of the game, you were making settings, and then you talked to AGL about their settings. What was your experience like with working with AGL?
Well, I've heard multiple times that since it's there, like the like attitude I get from it is that they're running it, they have a say. No matter what you do, no matter who is making the settings, where they've been, what their credentials are, you aren't running the tournament, so your shit's not getting put in. And I've been through arguments like I sat, and everyone knows me. I have a hard head, and I'm loud as shit. And I don't give a fuck. So
My
I
man.
attack people, and he was sitting in a party, and he was like, I was with Salat, and we were working on the pit, and I think APK was in the party at this time, and he said something like just ignorant, like he wasn't going to use anything MLG was using. He was just going to run it, and all this bullshit, and he wasn't going to test anything out because he is the one that's taking the time out and making a tournament and hosting a tournament, and he's been like that. I have text messages like logs, and I'm for like 4 or 5 months of just bullshit, just hearing him. And like again, they are hosting tournaments, and you have to respect.
Yeah, always.
Okay, they're the only people that are doing it right now. And
And
CGO.
just to touch on that, one of the main things that I've been learning that I've learned is as a company, one of the biggest things you can do to benefit or to profit is to focus on your core competencies. When every single company has something that they do best or something that they're focusing on, and the remainder of the things to be profitable in a time like this is to outsource things. Obviously, that's been the trend recently. Whether it's 343 outsourcing their maps to certain affinity, or I guess really any other corporation that's been doing that in recent history. So again, I think that it's more so genius for companies to choose. We want these sponsors to handle the drinking or the refreshment part of our tournament, so that we don't have to go out and buy things. And we want a DJ to handle the the music portion. And you hire all these guys outsourced. One of the things that's kind of inclusive in there could be settings. You don't have to focus on creating all these forge maps and testing them yourselves if you could just outsource it to someone else. And right now we have a great system working in place, and we could seriously make so much potential out of it. I have no problem keeping anyone necessary updated with what's going to be released or really what's being tested. I mean, people are going to say, well, we had no say in the game types. Did anyone see the V3 community, the testing thread in the Halo Council forums? I tested it for, I think, at least a week, and I really didn't have much time to do it. But I as well as K25, we opened it up, opened up the testing. Like, you guys could give all of your opinions. We read everything, and we really did try to make sure that we included people, and throughout my entire testing T1 to T4 settings, every single person was involved, whether you're on Wavepoint, whether you're on Halo 3 forum, whether you're on European forum, MLG, whatever. Like, I'm listening to you, and I'm putting more ARs in the mass freaking Waypoint kits, for Christ's sake. Like, you don't think I'm gonna listen to
loser?
Like, come on. Like, I really am trying to please everyone here. So
you can't do that, Eric. You can't do that. Everyone knows that. You can't please everyone. Apparently, you can't please AGL.
But you gotta also think, like, he is running everything. He's running the tournament, the production, and the game types. That's a lot for one person. He needs to. I don't know if you guys have been to an AGL, but it is backed up. Like pool play it takes forever, and you stand around in the schedule. You're supposed to play at 4:00, and it's 6:00.
It's mismanaged, dude. I went to the first one, and I never went. I went to the first one in Halo Reach, and I actually got into an argument with Brad at the event, and I told him I will never be back to another tournament, and I haven't been. There was a tournament in Columbus, dude, that's like an hour and a half away from me. I didn't go because it's all like. Everything is like mismanaged in the production. You said he handles the production or whatever.
Yeah, he handles everything for that. Like,
yeah, dude, and he probably shouldn't be doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, get people who know what they're like what to do to handle that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to bash the guy. I don't want to bash the AGL. They're the only people, like you said, doing things for the tournament. But it's like over and over and over again, you give your constructive criticism on how to see it expand. And it just falls on, like, deaf ears, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't sink in. I feel like, to put it in comparison, like Scott said with, like, the cupcakes and showing up to school and he didn't have one and some girl gets pissed. It's like when he's like the fucking, like, AGL and, like, Brad are, like, the people who are, like, sick of their parents and they're, like, rebelling. Like, they don't want to listen to anybody. They're, like, the 16-year-old kid who thinks they know it all or something. You know what I'm saying? But in reality, they're like kind of just like not doing what they need to be doing. So I don't know, man. I hope it really. It's whatever. I just don't want to see everything divided again. We can't divide right now.
No, you can't. That's why I gave up on making settings because all I saw were people bashing Ghost settings. People liking my settings, people bashing my settings, and people
it's like fractioned out into like I want the DBR, I want the DMR.
Well, that's going to come with that problem's always going to come with Forge, right? Like when you can change a lot of things, like that's always going to be there. And the only thing you can do is try to find some medium, right? Like that's it. But you're never going to find the fucking medium because there's extremists everywhere.
And something that Quinn actually mentioned to me yesterday, Quinn Del Hoya, he said...
Name dropping.
The reason being is because Forge is what you just said. It's a huge customization table. We have the choice to do whatever we want, and everyone believes that they're right, yada yada. I mean, you look at GoldenEye, it's got the same setup as Gears of War 3. You get power weapons, you get...
He lagged for anyone else?
What I'm saying is we just need to have like settings where I think Forge is awesome. I think it's great, but it just lets people put their spin on really pretty much anything. So we need to have a solid base game such as Gears of War 3, such as, like I said, GoldenEye, where we can just change something as simple as, power weapons, proximity mines, something as, basic as that. That's what keeps us unified, so that we're not straying too far from the base settings. And we're trying to work everything in as best as we can.
APK, where do you stand on that? Because that analogy, one, it was skipping the entire time, so I barely understood what he was saying, but I got the gist of it. Where do you stand on that? Because you are the Forge guy. Would you like to see Forge just kind of disappear?
All right. So I actually had a very similar discussion with Click yesterday. He's actually developing his own game, and he was talking to me about including a map editor in his game. And even though like I Forge and I've spent probably hundreds of hours in Forge, I actually think it's better for games to not have a map editor, simply for the fact that it creates a more universal experience in matchmaking and even just playing the game. Like in Halo 2, if you wanted to play some like crazy custom game, you just used your creativity, you loaded up a default map, and you just things like zombies on what was it, Foundation, Power of Tower on Ascension, like you used your creativity to come up with that. And like although I'm a big Forger and I'm probably gonna get a lot of flack like from the Forge community about this, is Halo doesn't need Forge, to be completely honest. We could easily do without it.
Wow, there's so many problems, man.
Look at that! Look at this!
So many options.
Look at this shit.
There's just too many options for people to mess with. It dilutes, the quality of gameplay. To be honest, because you have to relearn everything every month. It gives people a reason not to come on Halo 4.
And at the same time, I think it's a great idea. I mean, you look at Counter-Strike on the computer. It's been running 12 years now, and they have.
Yeah, well, Counter-Strike 4 is not doing too well.
Well, yeah, understandably, but with 1.6, those maps does you Aztecs that were loaded with the actual game, and you still had all your modded maps. You still had your Scout Snipes, your FY Ice World, your Aim AK Colt. You could still make those, but at the same time, people were mainly playing the universal maps, and that's the biggest. We need to have things. Maybe a Forge mode isn't included.
Dude, are you stealing your Wi-Fi from like a Starbucks?
So.
Taco Bell, man.
We could use Wi-Fi from the parking lot. Like, let's go.
Is your dorm close to a McDonald's? Because you're cutting in and out. Like you're making as soon as you get good at your point, you're reaching the climax. You just fucking cut.
And see what I can do, I guess. Hold on.
Contact them and be like, listen, man, I've made V3 settings, and I know it's not good enough for AGL, but I think for Comcast, it's right up your fucking alley. Diesel, let me throw it to Saucy. The Sauce Man. What do you think would be a good solution to this?
I don't think AGL needs to make their own game types. That's the solution, man. Like Eric, I see personally, and we all do, because we're all friends with him. We see every time he's on Xbox Live, man. He's probably in Forge more. He's in Forge way more than he's actually playing matchmaking. He's always grinding in Forge, changing settings. He's always doing polls and feedback on Twitter, interacting with people, trying to invite people with. Dude, he'll invite a bunch of people that just want to test settings, and he'll have a full party. I see him playing with random people all the time, just testing settings, getting feedback trying to get feedback from as many people as he possibly can. And I just think the fact that it's AGL is kind of going it seems like they're going out of their way to slap him in the face or something, man. To me, anyway, because it's oh yeah, you're working with a developer who features, AGL's been featured on Waypoint, bro. AGL's been tweeted out by the verified 200,000 follower Waypoint Twitter when they have tournaments, and then they want to be oh, well, we're hosting the tournaments, we can do whatever the fuck we want, which I guess technically you can, AGL. You can make your own settings, dude. Brad, you can Forge the shitty Adrift if you want to forge the shitty Adrift, dude, and you can use that, and that's fine if you want to use the subpar map. That's on you, man. That's your tournament, it's your thing. But if you want to see your own company get bigger, you're not gonna do that. You have to appeal to the casual people. You can't. The casual people, they're not gonna know what the hell is going on if they're playing a fucked up map with a search and destroy game type that they don't know what's happening. They're not gonna stay for that. They're not gonna it's just not gonna happen.
Yeah, Hitler made his own settings, and we saw how that turned out, Brad. All right, we've been down that fucking road, and I'm not trying to go back down there. And I'm putting it at that. It's a dictatorship. That was a great fucking analogy. We all know. Come on, that was a good one.
Dude, I'm not.
No, but really, it's like this, right?
People in the chat are gunning, why are you hating on AGL? Why are you hating on AGL, dude? I'm not trying to hate on AGL. It's the same thing with fucking CGL, dude, and every other little league that's trying to do this.
EGL included in this mix.
You make your own maps and settings, you're going to divide it. It's going to divide and divide and divide. All the people like Gold Pro in the orange settings. We have too many fucking settings, dude. That's it. There's too many maps. There's too many settings. We got to get under one
And-
thing,
And
man.
that's why I
yeah,
gave up.
what I'm trying to do is like I've pushed countless times to get more than 11 game types in the playlist, and finally with V3 coming out, I was allowed to have 15. So not only does that open up for more options, you know, to again please more people and to, you know, allow, let's say, 2-plot in and 1-plot and King of the Hill and Oddball and Shutout and all these, you know, great maps that some people like, some people don't. But you know what? At the end of the day, you guys can choose your favorite 11 if you guys want to hold your own personal tournament. Obviously, I might have a say on which ones I believe are the, you know, the most competitively viable for the top 11. But at the end of the day, you guys can still choose which ones are your favorites. You know, I hope to at some point we get, let's say, 16, 18, you know, and then I can include obviously more game types, and you guys can again choose your favorite ones as well. I want to keep updating all of these maps so that they stay competitively viable and they're fun to play. Even, you know, like older maps, I plan on continuing to update them. So I just want to make sure everything stays in
I
sync.
think having more maps is great. Like, the greatest thing MLG ever did was have the veto system. That's amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And having 11 game types, that's cool, but having 16 game types and a veto system, that's amazing. Have best of 11s, but you have 16 game types, and it's great. Like, AGL needs to do this. This is what AGL needs to do. They need to focus on production. Production is key, okay? You need to get people who know how to cast. Like, I don't know, I was texting...
We've been telling them this for like a year, man. Like, they're not gonna, I don't even think they're going to get it.
I totally agree with you, but that's the thing. Like, they have to get their graphic shit together. They have to be more professional. They have to be way more professional.
They're not going to do that. Like, they're just not.
I think they will.
Instead of sitting on fucking Xbox forging some bullshit maps at Chicago, Chicago last tournament, they were like on stream talking. Okay, one, they were talking very unprofessional,
man.
and it was terrible. And then they're like, "Yeah, get us a playlist. We need a playlist." Well, there is a fucking playlist. Use the damn settings. Come on now.
It's
Yeah,
like
let's get an AGL playlist, and I literally just sat there and cringed and threw my setup out the window, dude. The whole time you got Brad on stream and that whatever. I don't even know their names, man. That's how
Purple crew neck,
I know these guys. The dude who says
dressing like twins.
is the only way I know who he is. And I can't like take it serious.
I look at it this way, right? Like, if anything, it's a business investment for them to actually use these game types. One, like Diesel said, they don't have to fucking worry about, they can up their production value and everything like that. They have more time to put into graphics, to fuck around with Wirecast, all these little things to make themselves better. But the next thing is, though, if Halo Waypoint sees that they're putting faith into, you know, Ghost Ayami and that playlist, they're going to be able to promote it much more. They're going to say, you know what? Hey, by the way, check out a tournament that's using our Team Throwdown playlist. And then that makes them look better, because then 343 can go, you look, our game is competitive at this level using these game types. Here is an example. Bam, Bulletin out. Every Wednesday, bam, AGL's coming out. Moving forward, right? But instead, they're like, well, 200,000 followers, fuck you. Not using you, we're going to use our game types. I feel like if they could make a good relationship, like, Bungie didn't have the best relationship with MLG, right? Like, we got Hardcore and we got MLG in Halo 3, and then Reach was just a, you know, a disaster, just a train wreck. But, you know, just that little bit there, they put faith into MLG, and MLG was able to grow their game. They had a bigger audience because of MLG, because of Halo 2 going into Halo 3. Like, MLG was a big part of that because people could be a pro gamer in the United States on consoles. That was a huge fucking deal. AGL is in a position where if they can get on their good side, that's a lot of personal growth for them. And then they could maybe work out a deal with them, and then maybe not have to pay for DLC, but they don't.
That's the thing, is that I can... Something like that I can push for, but if we're not even, like, and I don't want to say easily push for, but I'd like to think that with the relationships that I build, that it's not hard for me to, if, let's say, convey, hey, listen, this guy is willing to, you know, support your playlist, whether it's in, I don't care if it's Infinity or whatever it is, I can, you know, obviously, pass that along the way, and he said he's contacted, I don't know if it's been through email, I don't know how he's contacted 343, I don't know if it's through Twitter or what, but he's got a response about, you know, possibly getting Majestic map packs.
No, I talked to Bravo for him. I connected him. Bravo said he's down to do it. He just had to email him. Like, I spoke to Bravo because Brad you can tweet someone, but like if you already know someone, it's like I talked to him. He said he would. They got in contact. They were talking. He can't do it because he doesn't own his own Xboxes. And the license of purchasing.
Yeah,
like,
no, and he needs. Yeah, I talked to him, and he needs. He needs 40 DLC codes, and that's something that's actually doable. Like I have a close relationship with these guys, and I'm trying to make it work in all ways possible. And again, when
hold on. I'm sorry, I have to interrupt you here. They need so one, they don't own their own Xboxes, right?
I believe they go place to place renting Xboxes, so they don't have their own. Like MLG has their own. So 343 gave them like codes, and they downloaded for Columbus.
Yeah.
Remember Columbus? They had the Beaver Creek and Pinnis or whatever that fucking purple shit.
Damnation. Thank you.
Well, it was called Pinnis. Anyway, you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. So they gave them those, and you have to have a license for that Xbox. So if you're on Xbox Live and you buy something, you get a license. Well, you can transfer that license one time a year to another Xbox. So say at AGL, at Nashville, they were like, okay, we have ability to transfer this content once with for each Xbox. So we download the maps on these Xboxes that we're renting, and then we purchase the Xboxes for the next event. And then you can transfer all the content you downloaded at Nashville onto your own Xboxes and have them there. And they could do that.
So, Ghost, and what you're saying is if possibly, like there's a possibility that with AGL using these settings that you could push for them to get DLC for those maps, or for those Xboxes.
Well,
theoretically.
Exactly. And the thing is 340. Yeah, theoretically, the thing is 343 and Halo Waypoint, all that kind of stuff. They're a they company. They reached out to us the other day talking about how if we threw a live show, how we should be professional because they can promote us. No, I'm just saying it's just common sense. And when you have a stream like AGL, obviously I forget what tournament was the I guess trash talking got out of hand. And that's not something that a company wants to reflect upon and represent. So when we have something like that going on, obviously things like that are going to change. However, at the same time, if we have things that are professional, such as we come to them and we say all these types of things and we're going to work with them. And, hey, listen, we have no problem using, I guess, your team throwdown settings as long as we can get, our input on the next one. There has to be some sort of sacrifice or compromise. And in reality, like, I've done my best. I purposely didn't use modded game types. I purposely didn't use, crazy amount of fortune maps because I want to make sure that we're giving them a fair chance at all of their game types, their maps. Like, I'm trying to appease them as much as possible because at the end of the day, they're the ones who get the final say. I don't get to choose what maps go into Team Throwdown. Like, they still override me at all times. So at the end of the day, they're, again, like you said, Scott, approving me. So they have, again, that final say. So we just, again, have to appease them. Like you said, you don't bite the hand that feeds you. So I'm trying to do the best I can.
I do say a lot of things.
I want to show you guys something. Like from before. Like, let's see. They said that, like, when Brad basically kind of slapping everyone in the face, dude, and shit like that. Like, this is just an example of what Waypoint's done for them without really, like, just because they're putting on shit for the community, man. Like, that was for their Chicago event, like the last one they did, And BS Angel wrote like a blog about it. It's on the front page of Waypoint and shit. I just linked it in the chat. I'll link it in Skype so you guys can see whatever, man. And I just don't get why they want to make everything so like difficult and split it, dude. And it doesn't make any sense. I mean, is that making any sense to anyone else? Like,
no, zero.
That doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. There's no sense made. APK, what your opinion from what you know of AGL? What are the odds that they would actually listen to what we have to say and actually do this? Because like I said, I don't know these guys, right? Like, I know nothing.
Yeah. I'd have to say that, to be completely honest, I don't think they'll change from their settings, using their settings to Ghost settings for this event. But I think if they take a huge enough viewership and if they get enough flack during Nashville, that they might actually turn around and start collaborating with everyone else. But obviously, we'd all really like to see them collaborate with Ghost and everyone involved now because, it helps everyone out. But to be honest, I can't see it happening until after Nashville.
Saucy, what about you, buddy? You have no faith. You're just
I've already, dude. I'm baffled at the whole situation, man. I can't believe that the ego. Like, dude, I might fuck around on Twitter or whatever, man. But like, actually reading all of the shit that he said in the chat that I linked to you guys, man, it's just literally I couldn't even comprehend it. I was just like, dude, he's gonna sacrifice, like, basically sacrifice developer support and to further divide the community to go and make his own maps and settings or to attempt it, and when he has no experience in doing it. When, like Tyler said, dude, he should be focusing on other shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Like getting the stream together, first of all, making sure the commentators are set, making sure, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they got you, Scott, but like, are you gonna do it alone? Like, are you gonna do that shit all alone all weekend?
It's from my understanding, it's like a big fucking free for all. So it's like
I feel
like not to toot my own horn, but I'm a pretty big fucking deal in the caster's booth. You know what I mean? Just because I have experience, right? Like, I've been up there. I may not be the best, but fuck, I'm slightly entertaining.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, I have my moments.
Very entertaining.
Yeah. But so like, they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna have Black, whoever that is, Brad, Fizzer, Walshy. I think they even said like Bravo was in there, and then like various other pros like Clutch and Hines, and I'm like, it's fucking 7 people, dude. We used 3 at MLG for a course of a weekend, like,
yeah.
And so I guess, you know, I'm not gonna do like every match, obviously, but I mean,
Mike night, dude.
But my big thing is this, right? Like, I have my fuck. All right, I'll say it. God damn it. Well, so much for casting AJL Nashville, right? Sorry, dude.
Oh, man.
I have my reputation to live up to, right? Like, I don't want to be casting with people who have, 1, never even made it past top 64, 2, make awful game types and support them with delusion, and 3, have barely any idea who the fucking players are.
Dude, I fucking love you, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a big thing, because if I'm setting it up and he's like, oh man, well, this guy has been playing at AGL for a year. And I'm like, dude, that's fucking Richie Hines. He's been playing since 2007.
I remember, not to call him out and shit, man, but like Black, dude, the Black, man, he is funny. I like him. He has a good personality, but he doesn't know what's going on. Like, let's just be real, man. He doesn't know what's going on, but he's hilarious. I think he's funny. He's got a nice personality. If you learn the game, he would probably get good at it, right?
Yeah.
But like the other dudes, man, what's his name? I think it's Billy and God damn, what is that other kid's name, dude? That little kid, Brett or something.
I've never listened to the casting, so I have personally no idea. But I just know they're not.
Man, they don't know what is like happening. They don't know like the history of the people. Like I said, I don't know any of them. I don't know where they came from. So I don't know. I don't know. Like you said, they don't know like the shit that's going on. So it doesn't make the casting that interesting. And then I don't know, man. They don't know how to carry it as well.
How do you weigh in on this, Deez? Because you go to these events. Pulse Esports for L, bro.
Pulse Esports, let's get anyway. I think the events could be, like I said. So you have someone that's working with the developer in Ghost, making settings, right? Settings are great, and they're accessible to everyone. Like one, they don't even have, AGL doesn't have an arena gaming gamer tag to go get the settings from. They have Bonafide Unwind or whatever that name is. It's Brad's personal account, right? So if people are like, where do I get these settings for AGL? I want to go to AGL Seattle. They have to go to his personal account, which is random. And it's not random. He's just plugging in his own. He's plugging his own, like what, his brand, Bonafide Boarding, the snowboarding company or whatever. But Ghost settings are, you just go down to Team Throwdown and they're there, right?
Well, that doesn't sound any bit easy to me. I would rather go to Bonafides by searching on Halo Waypoint to download them.
Oh yeah, totally.
I don't want to click a playlist. What if I click the wrong one? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of room for error in that.
Yes, I guess. But what they need to do is stop wasting time on making settings. Okay, for AGL Nashville, we're not getting the settings. They want to use the same settings that they use at New Jersey. That's cool. But for the next, 4 tournaments? 5, 6 tournaments they have?
17.
Yeah, I don't know. It's cool. Hey, I'm going to be going to all of them. I'm going to be supporting them. And I just want them to get their production value proper. Their transitions, they need to worry about the graphics, the transitions, the commentators. Like what? Me and you were texting, and I was bullshitting like, hey guys, let's start a fucking a pitch in to get Gandhi there to cast. And then some dude's like, dude, I've watched fucking Gandhi since 2003. I have fucking flyer miles here. Bam, first class ticket. What's goody? Now Gandhi, the great, the Joe Rogan of Halo, is going to cast.
I will literally fucking slit your throat right now on stream.
He's going to cast.
Yo, Saucy, that means you're like Red Band and Maven is like my bitch who sets up my mics.
You know what I mean? Like we need to get the people want you there, Gandhi, so you should be there. Aren't they about they're the tournament or the league for the people, and they do all these voting, but
they're America for gaming.
America. And Splash was in Halo Reach. It was terrible. What makes you think it's going to be good at Halo 4? And it is laggy as shit.
So garbage, bro.
Lockdown from Halo 3.
I want to see this. I want to see. Yeah, and in Halo 3, there's a reason why Lockdown didn't make it. They cut that
one
shit.
Event, or 2 events.
What? Status Quo and Believe the Hype or Classic? Who was it that tied on the map Oddball twice? Who ties twice in Oddball? The fucking baby out the house.
The worst casting 30 minutes for a game 3 ever. Period. It's just like this. And we're going to go to an Astro listening. Holy shit, dude.
I want to see who voted for these because, look, SQ just started playing and they wanted to rip their eyes out when they were practicing.
Dude, Flamesword said they wanted to go back to Halo 3 after playing that shit. You see him tweet that out.
Yeah,
bro. Bring back Reach, bro. These are garbage.
I mean, and they're gonna go to events and people want to support AGL, but like I said, man, that's a lot on their hands. Like Brad does a lot. I support him. I'm glad that he's doing it. Right? I'm glad that he's doing it. But the thing is like we have Ghost. He's working with a developer. There's a playlist that massive people everyone that plays Halo can just go and play the playlist, even though it doesn't have that many people in the playlist, which is weird because I see fucking 2,000 people in the Halo streams and only 500 people playing Throwdown. Yeah. Come on, people, play the fucking game. Type seriously. Then,
look,
I don't know, man.
Here's the part that cuts the deepest, right? Is that we as a community are we're still gonna fucking promote AGL. We all know it. We all know damn well, us here right in this chat, as much as it sucks, you'll see it get tweeted out and you'll be like, Pulse Esports taking on Warriors winners bracket semifinals, and we're going to be like, Station 9, Lotus, retweet. We're going to click retweet. We all know it. Who here's not going to click retweet?
And I felt the same way about them the entire time they've existed, but I'll tweet the stream out. I've watched the stream. Because bottom line, when 2 pro teams are playing, they could be playing Viva Pinata, man. I'll watch that. Intense, dude. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. I don't know. I'll tweet it out, dude, because it's Halo.
Yeah, I'm still gonna that's the part that sucks the most ass for us is because we're gonna tweet it out and we're gonna support you regardless, and you fucking know that, and that's the part that sucks, right? I'm not gonna sit here and try to make this petition and be like, boycott AGL until they use go to setting, fucking post on the Halo Council and shit, you know what I'm saying? No, that's not going to happen, right? It's never going to happen. I'm never going to do that because that's sabotaging my own community. I'm still going to retweet your shit, and I'm still going to probably make one personalized tweet come Championship Sunday. But, I would literally do it all weekend long. I mean, I'm already going to your event, so clearly I'm going to be, marketing myself every time I get on there, right?
Yeah.
But, even if I'm home, it's fucking, I don't know. I feel like there is 756 people normally on Throwdown, right? Until V3 comes out, and then we'll get a spike because it's new and everyone sees that, and they're like, oh, well, this is cool. There's Skyline and Monolith in here.
And the 8th. when the ranking system.
Oh yeah, and the ranking system. That's going to be huge. I'm hoping to get like 2,500.
You can lose your rank, right? You can lose your rank, right?
Yeah, I think so. What's up, Salsa?
Scott, you want to get Brad in here? Yeah, add Brad if you want.
It's your call. I don't give a shit.
I don't really care, to be honest, man.
I mean, it'd be cool to
hear both sides. I know the stream was like revolting earlier to have him in here and shit. So we can, I guess.
Go for it.
I actually have him added on Skype.
Feel free. This is what we call. You know what I feel like right now? I feel like I am Gandalf, right? And Eric is Lord Elrond, the king of the elves. Saucy is Gimli. APK would be Frodo, and Diesel is Samwise Gamgee, right? And we just got to Rivendell, right? Like we're just got here, and we're just trying to decide like who carries the ring, and then like Faramir comes out, and the deny. Faramir comes out, and he was like, "Oh fuck it, let's take it and use it," and we're like, "No, Brad, please, no, it doesn't work that way." You know what I'm saying?
Who hosted the call? Scott, you hosted the call, right? Or no, Sean did, right?
I have no idea how this works.
You have Skype Pro, right, Sean?
Yeah, I have the Skype Pro.
Yeah, when I add him, you have to press the green call button, I think, since you hosted it.
Oh, okay. The green.
Did you host it? I think I hosted it.
Man, that's why Google's from the future.
It's a picture, and you can press the call button on it.
10-4.
Just.
Yeah, I like this. This is nice and democratic.
I don't see a green call button.
I don't see shit.
I do believe Nashville is going to be a success, though.
No, Nashville's going to be huge. It's going to be
great.
I don't have it either. Whoever hosted the.
I don't see shit. So, Saucy, you want to rehost the call and you figure this out?
I don't have Skype Pro.
Actually, hold on. I think he should be joining. It says we're calling him right now.
Okay. All right.
Hopefully he answers.
I think he's in the chat. I'm pretty sure. So.
Yeah, there you go.
There he is.
I got it.
Accept.
Oh shit! I gotta pause this.
What are you doing right now?
Hello, sir.
What's up?
How goes things?
It's going.
Well, there's no point in sitting here and trying to beat around the bush in any way, shape, or form.
Not at all.
I would like. Okay, I will give you a promise of professionalism here for this. I would like to know where you're coming from on this issue. And by that I mean why you're choosing your game types over V3. Just an inside look of the mind. If you don't want it, if you don't want to do that, you can tell me to go fuck myself, and that's fine. But
no, I have no problem telling it. I think I think the biggest issue has been that all these calls and all these videos happen with everybody bashing what we're doing, the decisions we're making without anybody even talking to us about it and everything like that. And everybody has this opinion that I'm the one making all the decisions. Well, I'm not the only one making all the decisions, so let's get that straight. Everyone can hate on me as much as they want. Arena Gaming is a company. There is a board of directors and everything like that. That's why there are all these changes going in. Hence, yes, the trash talk and everything, all the new rules and everything like that, where it's completely getting, picked back up. Yeah, it was started with just, a couple of us guys hosting events, and now it's going in a complete forward direction. And whether people want to believe that or not, that's your opinion.
I think that's kind of irrefutable.
And as far as the maps and settings go, I have said since, day one, since when we started getting bashed with all the settings and we switched to, Diesel's competitive settings, and then we switched to BR start only and everything like that. We've given in so many times to switch to the settings that everybody wanted. And, now it's to the point where it's like, why do the settings need to change in between every single one of our events? Why does everybody need to learn new maps, learn new settings? Why can't it stay the same?
Aren't you adding new maps though, right now, currently?
No, we haven't changed anything. It's exactly the same as it was for New Jersey.
Okay, so now I understand that you have your game types, right? And that you are liking them, but you do realize that we have like developer support on the line, and that you're company the company that you are a part of would be getting promotion from Halo Waypoint on a whole different level if you would just go to the throwdown maps. Now, I'm not saying you have to do it for Nashville, but from that point on, I mean, you got to think August 8th we get ranks, and that's going to be going down on Team Throwdown playlist, right?
April 8th.
April 8th, whatever. What did I say? August 8th, whatever. Fuck it.
Yeah.
It starts with an A. I'm retarded.
Get carried. 06.
Like they're going to be people are going to be able to practice in the playlist for your events. It's really a pain in the ass. Like, especially if you're like, a top 64 team, like, period, it's very hard to be able to get good customs in with people around your skill level. But that makes it easier for them to be able to practice and get ready to compete at your event.
Right. And I understand that, but, you're saying, get developer support and stuff like that, but have we been in a call with personal people from 343 to get developer support directly or anything? Because that's what it seems like you're saying.
They already give it to you, man. They already post your stuff on their front page and tweet it out.
Okay, I understand the promoting stuff, but that's not like full on developer support. Like what it seems like you're trying to say is gonna happen if we use the Throwdown playlist. Yeah, if they get us map codes or they help us in other ways, of course there could be some kind of compromise and stuff like, hey, or if they came to us and said, hey, will you guys use our, the maps and game types that are in the Throwdown playlist? That's a completely different story. Has that happened? No, it has not happened.
Yeah, but when we have like these settings, obviously constructed, and I go through, whether it's really just the whole process and the amount of work I go through to make sure that these settings get uploaded on time and they're all, competitive, all that kind of stuff. And obviously because I've contacted you in the past, now twice, and I guess now it's third time because of V3, and told you, hey, listen, this is extremely confidential information. Only myself and 343 knows it. I'd love to, enlighten you with everything that we're using. What do you think about this? And, in the past, you've like, whether it was the oddball thing in the first V1 or now in V2, you negated Solus completely, saying that it was, pretty much everyone hated it, which, cool, I understand that, but the reason that, we agreed on Solus as in my group of team members is because of the split screen issue. And now, fast forward a month, and we're working on Nashville now, and now you're addressing the Solus split screen issue. And I came to you beforehand, obviously, even in V1, talking to you about split screen problems. And I've pretty much what I'm trying to say is that I've done all of this tournament scenes, all of these things for pretty much this is my life, man. Halo is my passion, and I really, really care about the spawn system. I can't even tell you how in depth I've gone for all these settings and made sure that they're amazing. And don't get me wrong, I'm sure that your input is great because, like I said, we've taken things from you. We've used some of your Skyline weapon placement. We've used your abandoned power weapon placement with a little bit of a tweak, and we've used a lot of things from your side of things. But then at the same time, I'm trying to get some sort of a compromise from you, and it.
We lost you
Every time.
Fucking McDonald's, man.
To the
Somebody
good part,
ordered
and it's just
Without fail, dude.
Eric, just turn off your webcam if you can hear me, because it's just laggy, and plus you're wearing a New York Yankees hat backwards, so it's okay.
Don't worry, Eric. You carry on.
Brad, really, okay, Brad, this is really, we're going to support you no matter what, and you know this, and we love everything you've done, but really, is there any way we could come to a compromise of settings for the good of the community? Because you've been there when everyone else left, myself included. I'm not going to act like I'm some Jesus Christ savior of the game, because I'm not. I'm not even anywhere close, right? I would never even say that, right? You've been there at the very bottom, and you know how imperative it is for everyone to be on the same page. And right now we have a spot where it is possible for every competitor to be on the same page. And I know you see that. Is there any compromise that we could come to?
I don't know if I have an answer for that.
Well, what do you think? Speaking for Arena Gaming.
I can talk to Quinn, or I can talk to Bravo, I can talk to Kevin Franklin, and I'm not going to say I can guarantee 40 codes for you, but like obviously we talked a bit. If you go ahead and say, hey, listen, if you do get 40 codes, I will gladly use obviously the team throwdown game types. If I can go ahead and relay that message, hey, listen, this guy will gladly support everything that's going into team throwdown as long as you help him out with some codes, then maybe that's something that they can consider. Obviously we'd have to get all the logistics and all that kind of stuff, but it's still not something that. Have they conveyed to me? No. Have they conveyed to you? No. Not in my opinion. So I still think that the door is open, and they've trusted me. They've talked to me about you, and they realize that you're putting in this massive effort, and they've told me themselves that they see your tournament gaining momentum. And they ask me, are they using the team throwdown settings? And it's unfortunate that I have to say no in this scenario, but I would love for it to become like, hey, listen, we all want to get together. We all want to make this compromise. Like you guys. Like Scott said, there's 212,000 freaking Twitter followers. Like that, the type of exposure that you could receive from them is huge. But at the same time, the type of exposure they could receive from you as a competitive tournament and as, hey, these are the best things we got. Like, yeah, I understand V3 might not be too much input on your end, but going into V4, this is the perfect way to link up and get your side of the story in there. So I just think that it needs to be sooner than later. That's all.
Yeah, and and I'm totally down with a collaboration, but I think that if we're completely left out in the dark, and like I did express to you that whether I know how much Gandhi hates Lotus and Station 9, but when it comes to being at the event, those are the two maps that everybody seems to want to play. When I'm talking to people for 3 days, I mean, I'm sitting there, at Chicago and at New Jersey and stuff, and everybody's talking to me and stuff, and, those are the maps that they want to play. And yes, actually Hines and Diesel both brought up having a veto system. So, that is something that we are trying to work in. I don't know if we'll have it in by Nashville, but possibly the event after that. But that's something that we're working into because we want to have, the more than 11 game types and everything. So, if you don't like those maps, then you'll be able to veto them. But at the same time, there's so many people out there that want to play Station 9 because Sal did a great job of making that for extraction.
Correct.
And it's almost like, to an extent, certain maps need to be created for certain game types only. So, like that one's created for Station 9. Certain maps are created just for Slayer, just for, like Onslaught was only for Flash.
Yeah, and sorry to cut you off, but in my opinion, something that I've always realized from playing all these game types and maps over the course of the titles or the series of Halo is normally the most versatile maps and tend up being, the ones that last long. Because obviously everyone loves Onslaught for CTF and everyone loves Amplified for Team Slayer. They're great maps.
Who love those
Team Slayer.
maps?
But people do. People
like Amplified TS. I think you're.
How big of a deal is midship?
Fast pace.
Amplified Team Slayer was the worst game type.
It was by far one of the worst game types. Period.
I'm trying to make a point. Is when anyone touches on midship, everyone is in agreement. And you know why? Because Assault worked on the map, because King of the Hill worked on the map, because CTF worked on the map, Team Slayer, Oddball, every single one of the game types worked on that map. And in my opinion, versatility is a very, very strong attribute of a map, and it speaks leaps and bounds of what your map has to offer. So do I think that, like obviously Oddball needs an appropriate game type? Yes, but does Extraction need one? Well, I mean, you look at Haven, you look at Dispatch, those maps are versatile. However, at the same time, Station 9 isn't. So I'm trying to figure out if I can work the spawns around to make it play like, something that will work for Team Slayer. Because again, like I want to make sure that that these maps are competitively viable in all lengths, because if it's not going to work in Team Slayer, then that just means that by putting a little focus point on the map, that's what makes the map work. Well, that kind of, in my opinion, sucks, because then the map has no flow to begin with. If we need to put obviously a point of interest on the map to cause movement, then such as whether it's a objective or whether it's a power up or a power weapon, then obviously the map isn't as great. And you look at midship, how many power weapons are on that? Just the sword. So obviously that's another indication that we don't even need power weapons if it's that good of a map, such as Onslaught or all those
power
kinds of things.
positions though on that.
Yes,
map.
and that's.
But Eric, the other thing though that's really key is that when you take a look at, let's just call it how it is, like Halo Reach, what was kind of like the downfall of Halo, right? Like essentially in the competitive scene. Every time I casted to people who were new to coming into the scene, everyone didn't know. They don't like forged maps because they've never played them before. They've never even seen anything about them before from what they've experienced. Now, with Throwdown, we are using 81% of the maps out of the box. The only ones we're not using out of the box is what? Simplex and... That's it.
Shutout.
Yeah, Simplex and Shutout.
Why did you keep Shutout in? Can you explain that?
The reason I kept Shutout in is actually one, because it's obviously a very nostalgic map, but and that's not the main point. The second point is the main point. Really, is that it's one of the most phenomenal asymmetrical maps ever made, in my opinion. I think that it causes for an extreme switch in style of gameplay, and when we has 11, 15 game types, I feel that each of those game types should test a certain level of skill. Just like you've expressed to me in regards to the oddball reason, is that you want everyone to be good at every game type, which is exactly what I feel. I don't think that there should be a bunch of different simplex, midships, onslaughts running around in our game types. Obviously, we want to have an adrift, which has the snipers. So that's actually the reason why I keep lockout, is because there's no standoff maps really ever anymore. And while a lot of people think that they may be boring, when it comes to tournament play, those are the featured stations with tons of crowds around them. Is the lockout team slayers, and I feel that that's something that sometimes seems to be forgotten because of just I guess boredom and whatnot. But at the same time, like, Lockout is a classic for a reason. That map was extremely standoffish, but at the same time, it's been remade in the following two series or titles after in the series.
Blackout doesn't really count as a remake.
And now, are you only using Slayer on that map?
Yeah, that's why I'm only using Slayer. So the reason I used King of the Hill and Slayer in the beginning is because not only did I want to test things out, but I wanted to make sure that everyone had a sense of familiarity on the map. Obviously, Shutout was seen previously in the Community Forge playtest, and I wanted to make sure that we kind of brought in at least one or two of those maps from them. And, again, with the nostalgia factor, we hit the old scene of Halo players who, they can get on and say, oh, yeah, I know where Top Snipes is. I know where Top BR is. And it's just, again, something that, I'm trying to, again, please as many people as possible. So if I got to put Shutout in as one of the 15 game types to cover the standoff, asymmetrical, nostalgic map, then I like to think that I hit a lot of bases with, maps such as that.
Saucy, where are you at right now? Because you've been quiet. Where are you coming in on this?
Hold on one second. I'm gonna let my dog out of my room, and I'll get back to you. 1 second.
Eric, I think the main thing is the spawn as we're waiting. Actually, no. Do not turn your camera on, man.
All right.
Don't do it, Eric.
Not bad.
Yeah,
okay.
Don't.
I've been sitting here, soaking it in. Okay.
Eloquently, I might add as well.
Soaking it in, just sitting here, chilling out, soaking it in, and I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna say what I want to say, and then Brad or whatever can respond. About the maps and all the forging and stuff like that, I'm gonna say what I already said before. With I don't think it's a good idea to buy the community again. There's already a DMR versus BR, Gold Pro settings, these settings, that settings. To make an even if you're testing it and nothing's official, it still is just like completely retarded to me to even be attempting that. And then your comment in the stream basically was like a slap in the face to everything that Eric has been doing. Developer support's really huge, and Eric is the inside guy. You can't expect, Eric's like a respected member of the community, man. You can't expect you guys in your panel or whatever of people who are not
board of directors. It's what every business.
Okay, board of directors. Sure. Okay.
Talk shit about me.
Whoa!
This is the next point. This is the next point. You got to take constructive criticism, man.
No, but
it's not bashing. We're trying to help you.
Constructive criticism is different than the way that you approach it.
I'm trying, dude. I'm gonna say my piece, and you can respond. Let me finish. Let me finish my shit. All right. So you have your board of directors. Sorry for misspeaking that. And generally, all of you guys are unknown and not respected, right? Or like not respected, but unknown people, dude. And Ghost, Eric, he's the connection with the developer. He's a respected pro player, been around forever, right? He's the connection, man. So you can't expect 343 to just straight up like want to beg you, like, hey, man, yo, you're doing good. Like, they don't know you, dude. They're not going to reach out to you like that. But Eric is your connection into that. The next thing, dude. You talked about your tournaments and all your maps and how people at the tournament want to play Lotus, people want to play Splash. That's what? How many people at your tournaments, man? Like 50, 60 people like Splash and Lotus. If you want to see your tournament really grow, you're going to have to cater and try to pull in the casual numbers, man. They don't know what Station 9 is. They don't know what Splash is. They don't know what's going on when they see these maps. You know what I'm saying?
So we're not growing. We're not growing, right? Is that what you're saying?
I didn't say that. You want to
Sauce, pump the brakes, doggy.
I'm not saying you guys aren't growing. I'm saying if you want to see a huge growth, like MLG style of growth, you're gonna have to quit. Like, you're gonna have to use like default maps ish. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to try to like get a little bit more back to the normal game rather than trying to throw in Splash. Because, dude, if the casual player tunes in and they don't know what's going on, they're not gonna stay. You know what I'm saying? If you watch a sporting event and you don't know what the hell's happening, turn the channel.
Before you, Brad, like refute his points, just one of the main things is like, Splash, Station 9, like obviously those are great maps, in their own right. And if people hold Station 9 to such high standard, like, dude, it sucked when, for some people when Guardian got removed as a map, or it sucked when, for instance, to me when, there's another map that was taken out in Halo 3, and I just think that there's always going to be those maps that sucks. But in terms of right now, if you look at it, if you sacrifice Station 9 for the, if that's real, I don't know. Again, I don't know. I'm not saying that's the only issue. I'm just saying that's obviously the main one at the time. If that's the only issue, we're sacrificing Station 9 extraction to have the support of 343 because we're going to be using the rest of the team throwdown. Then again, I could sincerely push for these types of map codes to be sent your way, and you said that they last probably 2 months in the terms of your tournament lifespan because you have the transfer licenses and all that good stuff. And obviously, again, I'd love to see us get on a call with Quinn or to get on a call with Bravo or Angel or just any of these guys and talked about potential. Maybe not a concrete partnership, but more like a verbal partnership where we just agree to really work with one another and make sure that, again, we come together and dude, one of the main things that I want to touch on, which sucks to say, or I guess you could say admit, is I really wanted to push Station 9 in this V3. I kind of slacked a little bit and actually didn't update the spawns. So when we actually had that extra week of testing, I was not ready to throw that in the V3 testing mix. So unfortunately, that I actually do like the map. I think it's a great game type. It works in tournaments and all that kind of stuff. But I just have to, again, not choke in the future and make sure that we have it ready for testing and all that good stuff and get it in that playlist. Because now that we got 15 game types, we have a lot to work with, more than we did previously.
Yeah, I understand that. And, I'll agree with Saucy with having the, all the disc maps so casual people, will be able to tune in. That makes sense, to an extent to where even though we have already changed a lot of the settings, with the competitive, with BR start only and everything. So, right there, it's changing it a lot. So, I mean, getting the casual people just to watch, yeah, I understand that with the maps. I'm not going to argue that point. But when, I would love to use the Majestic maps. That's something that since that, before it
awesome.
was
it's the best 3 game types in the game.
I had reached out to 343 2 weeks before it was even announced, trying to figure out how the heck we could get it to work. So like I was trying to figure that out, ahead of the game and everything because I knew that those maps were going to be good and be able to be used. So it's not like I'm against using disc maps or anything like that. Not at all.
I mean, I don't think you are against using them. But you talk to Eric all the time. I know you can reach out to him. I know they work with him.
I mean, obviously, again, we talked a little bit amongst ourselves on Skype and whatnot. And I don't know how you reached out to them. I don't know if they're, maybe just busy with packs or what. Or even if it was the right email. But again, like Tyler mentioned, I guess a little bit that he relayed something to Bravo. But Bravo is He's unbelievably busy. I think anyone who's even remotely close to him can attest to that point. And one of the main things that I've noticed is we actually have an easier time getting a hold of, let's say, Quinn Del Hoyo or BS Angel. Siren has a really close relationship with him. So, again, I think that we can sincerely make something happen. Obviously, with 5 out of the 15 game types being on the Majestic map or something along those lines, or 4 out of the 15 game types, I think that it's with Skyline being what I see as the Halo 4 midship. I think that we definitely need to make a push for that, because if we can get that going, then I assume that all parties are happy. So yeah, we just definitely get it
but
going.
then here's the issue. Like I would say there's no chance of even implementing stuff by Nashville though, because if we were to change everything on everybody 2 weeks before the event, that's just kind of that's messed up.
Agreed.
I agree.
I agree with that.
And
He's 100% right there.
I definitely agree. And at the same time, I'm just letting you, or obviously letting everyone else know that if they're not familiar, that the V3 launches on Monday. So it's not like we would even have these next 2 days to practice on them as well, which is obviously sincerely a big deal.
And not even that, we wouldn't even know if we can get the codes or anything. So we wouldn't even be able to say, hey, we're using these, as of Monday. It could be another week or two before we would even possibly know. So, the earliest that anything would even be able to be, worked out and be changed would be after Nashville going forward. Where I guess the other thing is if the map codes were to come through and we were to get those for the Orange County event, we're actually going to be having 6 events at the Orange County event every year, because the finals of every Wired event is going to be there, and then we're having our nationals there as well. So getting the maps on there allows us to actually use those Xboxes for every single one of those events that much easier as well if it was for the Orange County event. Because that's I don't know if you guys have seen pictures of that place, but...
Yeah, it looks pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's once he actually sends me the pictures, once they have it all set up, I'll definitely get that info out there. But as far as I know, it's going to be a really good place for the competitive scene to have events and everything.
Definitely.
So I think let's just assume the worst real quick, right? To get this out, so in case future happens and we don't have to do this all over again, and we can iron this out now. If you can't get DLC, you will be sticking to using your own game types?
We would essentially have to, because that's half of the maps.
Well, what if you purchase them on your own account?
I wouldn't be able... The only way I would do that is once we have our own Xboxes. So, and that won't be till the end of the year, because then we'll be able to travel with all of our own Xboxes and everything like that. And it's just because of the licensing transfer thing. Unless I can get a hold of somebody, which I've already tried contacting a couple people over at Xbox to see if they'll make an exception and give me like unlimited license transfer capabilities, which I'm told that might even be a possibility. But I don't know anything of that yet. It's not something that happens fast, I guess, to get an answer from people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll make some phone calls and Skype calls and whatnot after this, and we'll see what I can get going. But yeah, it's just again, we just need to hopefully get something going from their side, because they like I said, they've brought you up in discussion and mentioned the league multiple times, and seeing again that it's gaining momentum. So you've caught their interest, and obviously, in my opinion, that's always the first and foremost thing that you need to do. So you've done it in a good manner. So let's again build upon that and try and get something going with them, so we can get Halo Waypoint retweets and all that good stuff.
So can we get a verbal confirmation though that if we get DLC codes for you to use for the rest of the events moving forward from Nashville, that you will actually use them?
I have one more question before I verbally agree to that. What is up with now having 2 and 1 plot extraction?
That's just again
when we were going to do that, I got bashed by every single person.
Correct.
I still don't like it. I'll weigh in now. I think Adrift is the shittiest map, period, because I'm a fucking trash can on it, but that's just me.
So the reason that we have now the 2 game types is, again, since we were rewarded with the the 15 game types now, we allowed for more diversity. And again, something that I'm always pushing for is whether it's the diversity in the Team Slayer, and that's in terms of map, or the diversity of the objective type of game type, whether it's capture the flag 3 flag, whether it's capture the flag 3 flag like pit style where you can't return it, whether it's capture the flag 5 captures, whether it's King of the Hill, extraction 1 plot, 2 plot, oddball. I want to make sure that every single thing is tested, and it's also, again, we hit more bases. I saw tons and tons and tons of people on the Halo Council, screaming for 2 plot, and at the same time, you have tons and tons of people screaming for 1 plot. And I think that both game types are extremely competitive. I think that the two plot, it requires obviously a lot more movement and a lot more strategy, but at the same time, the one plot is more of the standoffish type of two plot. It's the I guess you could say the Lockout TS version of Extraction. So I just think that all of those game types need to be in it, and again, we can only choose 11 in my opinion, out of the ultimate 15, but yeah, I just think that it's great to please as many people as possible. So that's kind of the main focus behind that.
Hey, Eric, I know this is before you verbally commit to our agreement. Sorry, that's a bad joke. This guy says you don't need DLC codes. Players in Europe put memory paps on a stick with their profiles and take it to events, and it works.
Right, but so you have to play on only that profile then. So then that would require you'd have to download the maps, I believe, to every Xbox still.
Well, that's a lot cheaper than buying Xboxes.
But how? No. But you have to have. You can only play on that account. So we would have to have an Xbox Live account on every single flash drive then, and then people can't change the names of the profiles. It would have to be played on that Xbox Live profile. Mm. So the only option would be is everybody would be bringing their own stuff and loading it, and then hope that there wouldn't be any kind of connection issues or anything, and hope that everybody actually has a flash drive and brings their stuff. Otherwise, you're shit out of luck. So I think that's relying on other people way too much.
Well, I feel that we'll get to that. We'll get to that point after we get a sincere yes or no from 343. I don't think that that's something that really needs to be discussed until we get that answer.
All right, 10-4.
Oh yeah, and then I guess the other thing too with Extraction is you're making it a 7-second initial arm.
No. It's always been 5. Everything's been 5 across the board. The reason I guess I'll explain the reasoning behind that. The reason behind that is I've always felt that 5 second is crucial for any objective such as extraction or assault, where you're forced to plant something or forced to arm something. I think that in the past MLG used to have it at 3, but then even on maps like Midship and stuff like that, they switched it back to 5 just because it's kind of crap if you can you're let's say someone else just got the extraction point, right? And they're let's say they're 10 seconds into converting or getting the point. If you already get the head start on the next one while they're holding down the last one, then why do you deserve an extra 2-point difference in your conversion process versus when someone has to come over now and they have to do it 5 seconds? You shouldn't be rewarded, in my opinion, twice for getting there early. So I don't know. I just think that it should be fair. You shouldn't be able to get an extraction point at 3 seconds while another team, just because they weren't there soon enough because maybe they got the last one, they have to do 5 seconds. So that's my reasoning behind that, though.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I think that a lot of people just like it because it's oh hey, get the quick arm. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. And then
I think that's the one thing that I hear people complain about the most that's probably the biggest difference I hear people complain about the most is the arming time on Extraction, and then the countdown time, to hold the plot, because you have it set as a minute still.
Yeah, the reason I do the minute timers and stuff, it's also the same thing why I do minute timers in my power weapon and power up respawn times, is for one, the main reason being that I always like to have things on minute intervals because, again, we are changing Halo Force, the gameplay completely. There's no random ordinances anymore. There's, nothing else like that. And I want to make sure that everything is very user-friendly so that when people come in and, snipers are on 2 minutes and rockets are on 3 minutes and railguns are on 3 minutes and all this kind of good stuff where, people won't have to worry about the 30-second interval and especially the 15-second interval. So I felt that a minute was just not only pleasing and very user-friendly, but on top of that, it was also a really big deal when you when you convert that last second for a minute. It's that much more excruciating to the other team, or I don't know. I just feel that it had a lot more build up between each arm.
Okay, and then in the playlist, are snipers? Are they on is everything on time spawns or is everything still drop spawn? for the playlist.
Wait, which one do you mean? Or what?
Like sniper, like is it on ordinance drop or is it on?
So everything, all the power weapons have the navigator or nav points over them. They're all either whether it's an initial ordinance with resupply or initial ordinance with the random ordinance to create the static. All of the power weapons have nav points over them to make sure that, again, it's user friendly when people are switching over from the random ordinance mode where there's nothing on the map. Now they can kind of see where the ordinances are.
That's something we would definitely have to change. Like,
do you guys have it on just drops right now, or what do you guys have?
Yeah, we have the sniper, so it's not an ordinance because then it's from the pickup of it, and because you can control the amount of ammo that's in the clip. When it's in the ordinance, the sniper spawns I think with 12 bullets instead of 8.
Yeah. That's something.
Well, it sounds like you guys are happily fucking married now. Jesus Christ. So, Brad, after this, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts is that there's a possibility, moving forward and everything. I don't see, I'm not going to make any changes for Nashville, so nobody can freak out about that.
100%. That's understandable.
The last thing that I want to hear is everybody freaking out about last-minute changes. But I think that there needs to be, I don't even know, like in between Nashville and Orange County, obviously like those settings are going to have to be starting to be worked on. Like, I don't know, when are you planning on leaving V3 in for a while, or are you planning on,
well, it is amazing.
So, honestly, V3 is actually something that, in my opinion, is through like a lot more months of testing because there was significantly or on purpose not a huge change from V1 to V2 because I wanted to make sure that everyone was still familiar with the settings going into Throwdown from game battles. However, with V3, I took all the testing information, all the knowledge, all that kind of stuff, and put a huge spin on it. But again, it's to ensure the maximum playability and all that kind of stuff. So again, I don't know how or when these settings will be updated because with the ranking system coming out on the 8th, I don't know how often they're going to allow us to change this or how often they're going to allow us to, update with new maps or really whatever they're going to let us do. Originally, it was, bi-weekly, but they haven't informed me of anything like that, so I have to catch up with them. But, as of now, it looks like V3, I would assume, would at least be in for probably 3 weeks, maybe a month, and I that's just because I assume that they're not going to tamper with ranked playlists off the bat. So
okay,
but yeah,
I don't know if we should start a slow clap or.
Before if this is coming to an end, I just want to get one thing straight with Brad, dude. I'm not trying to like talk shit or like bash you. Like I got mad respect for what you're doing. And share with Halo, you guys are the only people really do anything. I just want to see it do good, dude, at the end of the day. You know what I mean? I just want to see it get huge because I think Halo, there's a big market for it. And, if I come off as like a douchebag or a dick, I apologize. But it's just sometimes it gets frustrating to see like how there's like really easy fixes and sometimes they like don't get fixed. So it's kind of frustrating for me and a lot of other people. So, if I came off as like a douchebag, I completely apologize. I'm not trying to bash or talk shit what you guys are doing. I just want to see it succeed. So I thought I'd just throw it out there before.
Yeah, that's
with any like bullshit, like
Yeah, that's a big thing across the board. Most people who are the slightly, I guess, bigger names, I guess if you want to say that, to put ourselves on a pretentious fucking pedestal. Some of the bigger names, we've been here for a long time. Like, I've been doing this for 11 years. Like, I know what works and what doesn't. And we don't want to see the same mistakes being made again because we like what you're doing and we want to help everything out because you guys growing helps the community grow, which helps us grow, right? Like, it's this weird tree of life. So we don't mean to be assholes. It's just, well, one, by nature, Saucy is an asshole, and I'm a dick. Like, it's the way we talk.
I think that... the biggest part that pisses me off is when assumptions are made on everything that goes wrong at events and how we can't fix it in the snap of a finger. That's something that, it's not possible to fix in the snap of a finger. Yes, at Chicago, we had ghetto-rigged equipment for our production. I now have gone out and bought professional-grade television broadcasting equipment stuff we have... so much equipment sitting behind me, and it's only a fourth of what's been shipped to me already. So we're going to have all 8 point of views. We're going to have full graphics. We're going to have a camera on blue side, camera on red side. We're going to have a live camera for interviews, camera on the commentators. I built a full brand new main stage with an industrial type feel to it. We've got trying to think what else we got. Then we've got a whole wireless mic system so that we can have people on the floor doing sideline commentating when there's not a game going on. At Nashville, we're gonna have a feature station, so we'll actually have 2 Halo streams going on. And if a main game is not on the main stream, we can bring a second game on as well. So we're doing a lot of things, but we can only take it one event at a time. We can't say, we took Chicago because it was a huge jump going from our event, our Reach events to Halo 4 events, and that was a huge jump at Chicago. And we basically threw ourselves into that. We learned all the mistakes and everything, and then New Jersey was kind of another testing on let's try to get the production a little bit better, and it was. The production was a lot better, and now we're taking into consideration rules with all the trash talking and stuff like that, so that's not obnoxious to listen to at least say it. And we're doing.
Was amazing.
It was awful, and they're not even the least bit creative.
It's different when it's pros trash talking and amateurs trash talking. That's what it comes down to.
It's because
amateurs are always the worst, man.
Yeah, amateurs just like to say fuck and addy. It's.
Hold on, I just want to get this out there. I saw the trash talking montage. The best part wasn't even in it. When APG said you guys have been playing since October was the best trash talk I've heard ever.
Yeah, I didn't even.
Yeah, but then you dropped him from your team, so moving forward.
It's all.
Everybody was tweeting that video over with the Call of Duty people in the UK, and
that shit wasn't even bad, dude. I think that shit was bad. Wait, some of it was kind of bad.
Dude, I don't know. Just the way, I don't know, maybe it seemed worse because of their accents or something, but...
They had those harsh Russian accents into your fucking skin.
But, we're definitely, every event is a new starting point until everything is, solid. We're going to have all our new equipment at this event and then going forward, so the production will be the same. And, yeah, everybody, says get our casters and stuff. Well, right now we don't have the ability to pay casters to come out. Yeah, sure, in the future we will. Why not? But, thank God that someone, wants to help Gandhi and Walshy come out to commentate Nashville. Everybody clap for him.
Yeah, true. I always forget it.
Man, but,
guy's gotta hate me.
That's going to be something that's going to be, a great addition is having, commentators that everybody's used to seeing, in the Halo scene since, from competing to commentating and everything.
It's not even just if you're used to seeing them. It's that's my main issue with you guys. I really don't have an issue with the point of views, really, to be honest, or anything like that. Yeah, sure, you can get you guys got all the equipment now, so you can switch multiple point of views. That's awesome. But dude, the main part that really gets me to see, and they're really easy fixes, dude. The graphics on stream. You could get someone to make you guys really, really good graphics, and they will probably do it for free.
Yeah, I want to make sure that I didn't say it was Ghetto Rig. I just thought it wasn't the best.
No, we know what you meant, man.
Yeah. No, I'm saying Ghetto Rig is my turn because that's what it was. If you knew how it was hooked up, that's what it was. That's why the stream went down and stuff, because it was all HDMI, not SDI and stuff like that. So.
Right. And the one other thing is just you've already touched on it, the commentating. If I know the dudes, whoever's on your board of directors or whatever, everybody always tries to come commentate. I know it's sick to come up on the stream. It's kind of cool to be having a little broadcast feel or whatever. But people have to recognize their strengths and also recognize their weaknesses, and it makes you guys. I see it in the chat. I know you guys. You guys have to see it. I know Fizzor and Hines were up there doing a really good job, right? And then when they leave, people the chat, dude. The Twitch chats, man.
They're stream monsters.
And that's why we don't. I know Gandhi touched on it earlier when I was listening in. Is we have a lot of people to commentate, and that's because MLG when they did it, you said you had 3 people for the whole weekend. I don't think that they you would commentate as many matches as we're commentating. So it seems like because we're doing so many more, you got to give people breaks, obviously. I mean,
well, how many rounds are you guys featuring?
Well, once a game's done, there's another game up there. Like it's
I'm like, how many games do you guys do Friday? Like traditional for me on Friday. At Columbus 2012, I got 2 breaks the whole weekend. One was on Friday because I hated FFA, but we did. How many rounds of FFA was there, Diesel? 8?
Yeah.
8 rounds of FFA. I did 7, so that's 7 games. Saturday, I did winners bracket round 1 all the way to semis. And then I took a break out the second semi, so what is that, 12 matches, 8, 10 matches?
I mean, hey, shit, if you want to stay in there all day, I'm not going to kick you
out. Oh, no, I'm just saying, like, you make do with what you have, you know what I'm saying?
Right. But, like... You get a PBR in his hand, just every once in a while.
I don't drink fucking PBR, dude. You always... I'm not freaking Brett Favre. All right.
There's flannels in the background, bro. I see them.
There's no... Well, relax with the flannel comment. There's nothing I can do about that. I like flannels.
And I'll just kind of throw it out there. We did pretty much lock in Monster as our energy drink sponsor for the league. So everything's being worked out.
I'm gonna be fucking jacked out of my mind. I love Monster.
Yeah.
Oh.
It will be at Nashville, so free Monster.
Oh. Man, that's delicious. All right, well, I think this is time to have like this kumbaya kind of moment where like you guys like kind of hug it out. And then we say moving forward, and that's that. I'm actually kind of glad. We should do this more often. We should come together, and we need to do this with the Sawdust, right? We need to do this with CGL.
Oh God, I don't know about that, man.
I know a lot of.
Get a bit ambitious,
dude. If we added them to the call, the chat would get hyped out of their fucking. Everything would get out of control in like 5 seconds.
Well, we believe that light rifle starting is the most successful.
I remember Dallas 2010. They're like standing at the front doors handing Dr. Peppers out. Like they went to the Dr. Pepper booth, grabbed like 150 cans and put in their bags, and were like handing to people. Like, hi, I'm set off too. Hi, I'm set off.
Oh my God! Team reality check. I got something from this at Gamers for Giving. You guys can see that. It's their Warheads thing that you put on. I still have them. They're in mint condition. I'm selling for $500.
What a perfect sponsor for him, dude.
Back from Sud 1 with a crayon, dude. You guys can check that out.
That is the best. The crayon, I'll kill you. That is the best sponsor for the Sawdust because like your first reaction when you hear like Sawdust has a sponsor, you like make that like sour face, like oh. It's just the same face you make when you fucking eat a Warhead. It's genius. It's like the best marketing ploy of all time, man.
Like those.
Just the best.
A bag of those, like a pack of them, maybe once every like 5 years, I'll have a Warhead, man. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think I have to rock Warheads, dude.
I'm all out of jokes, so I'm about done.
Yeah, we can wrap it up.
And closing statements, Ghost and Brad, either of you? It was really more of you guys.
No, I mean, just really excited to hopefully get some universal settings going. I'm glad we finally, I guess you could say, built that bridge. So let's start making some moves. That's about it.
Brad, floor?
Oh, shit. Closing statement? Damn, I wasn't ready for this.
I throw people right on the spot.
No, I think that, we made progress, and if anybody has any questions or doubts on what we're doing, I would much rather get thrown onto a call like this rather than just fucking bashed where I can't say anything that's, because obviously nobody knows what we're doing. Nobody knows, the inside information because we only have time to relay so much of that. So, it's easier to be able to be involved in the getting bashed rather than just getting bashed and not being able to say anything. I mean, we do take, the constructive criticism, to heart and everything, and if there's something that we definitely just can't implement or won't implement, I'm just going to say straight up how it is because that's just how I am. I'm a very upfront, forward person about it. So, I think that hopefully we can, work stuff out with 343 and everything and get a mutual agreement. Hopefully everybody, won't kill me for wanting to get rid of, change stuff. But, it'll be after Nashville and everything like that. So, and I think that the biggest thing too is, one thing that I always was wondering is how many people were playing customs over the playlist. So, if we are, if when we do implement the, the throwdown settings, obviously those numbers will, what would your guys' guesses be? Triple, quadruple in the playlist rather than people playing customs?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the biggest thing is that when these settings launch, they're going to launch alongside a ranking system that is enforced, and I assume that the quitting epidemic is going to be addressed as well. So when we have something like that going on, and on top of it, these V3 game types are, with the new Met, I mean, there's just, I can't talk enough about them. So I think that, everything's really coming together, and if a tournament scene hops on board as well, then I don't really know what else we have to ask for, besides just to keep building that momentum.
Yo, and just to throw this out there, we've been just messing around playing a search and destroy type game type with one life. It's really fun. If you guys want just a fun game type to play, just play it for fun, if you're just bored or whatever, because it's really cool actually. So we set it up with Dominion and stuff, and it's on all the big team battle maps. It's pretty cool. I'm just saying, you can hate it, but just
I already blindly hate it.
I mean, I don't hate it. I'm 50-50, man. I feel like it's a.
Did you play it?
I've seen it. I mean, I haven't played it. I've seen it being played, but I just feel like it's just such a rip off of Counter-Strike and COD that I just don't even want to fucking
It's just
not even a rip.
It's just
not even a rip
play,
from them.
It's just something to play for fun. Hey, let's.
I know. I just really, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think.
I say we set up League of Legends on Abandon, my man. That fucking idea was genius. That idea was genius. I'm giving you full credit. APK, you're good at Forge. Let's get this going.
I'll have it up in 2 hours.
Because Griffball's average, right? It was cool back in the day, but now it's whatever. You can set up League of Legends, dude, and that's gonna pull in some views.
I got top.
I got mids, dog.
Yeah, jungle. I'm jungling.
You juggling in the jungle, baby. Let's go. Eric, you won't do anything.
Oh, bro. You know what I mean?
That game.
Yeah, let's have the fucking jungle on Abandoned too, so someone can.
Dude, we could literally, instead of having buffs, you can put instead of getting, I guess you could put overshields there. Oh, that's brilliant. You put overshields or an active camo on one side? Or a speed, a speed boost, and overshields where Baron's at, and then you have increased movement speed, or damage on the other side. And the junglers have to fight. Dude, that's intense! But now since we're going back to reality here, I'm glad everything has come to this. We have done an excellent job here on a whole. I'm glad, Brad, you got on here. I'm glad, Eric, you remained professional, which I didn't doubt for a second. And by the way, I wasn't professional, and I think we still got the job done, right? Yeah. What was that, Eric? Okay,
I said yep.
Just making sure. But is any APK, Tyler Hoyt, Saucy, you guys have anything?
Yeah, I just wanted to say one thing while we do have Brad's attention is I know you've probably read some tweets in response to it, but one thing that I've had issue with is the way that your Twitter is handled. I'm not trying to call you out or anything. I'm just trying to help you guys get better. But basically, it helps to capitalize. Use proper grammar, spelling, things like that, and try to keep it. Don't tweet from a personal perspective. Keep it more from the company talking to a customer or a potential client.
The reason the reason I don't want to do that is because we've been so community based and so personally involved with everybody. I think that the biggest compliment that we get as a company as a whole is how responsive and personable we are to people when they are DMing me and tweeting at me, and how fast that I do answer to them and everyone's emails and stuff. So I don't really think until somebody else takes over the Twitter and stuff like that. I have my own Twitter, but if I'm to tweet anything out from that, dude, it's it's not gonna matter at all. So, I don't know. I don't even know how to respond to it. But that's no, I understand that. But I'm trying to keep it more more personable at the moment and stuff, because the last thing you need is for people to be tweeting at me and then them not get to answer and get all pissed off and stuff. And I can't help with my phone.
Luckily, we got Siren, so we just kind of give him that.
It is a soldier, dude.
Yeah, you just gotta appoint someone who can rise above like hate, which.
Well,
hey.
It's
What do you mean, hey?
No. It's just
about what we're doing too, which is not. It's not that easy to relay what we're doing to somebody, like to be able to answer all the questions right now. So it's kind of hard.
Saucy?
Goody. Next topic. Let's talk about the Halo Council. No, everybody. I'm done, dude. That's it. I don't got anything.
Jesus Christ, dude, with the... Relax. D's? Anything?
I just want to say that I'm excited for AGL, and I want to give a big shout out to that Alan Harris guy that got you a plane ticket.
Yeah, Alan Harris, that's his name.
It did some amazing. I mean, you're flying first class and shit, bro. High class hillbilly and shit. You know what I mean?
Sitting up there with my goddamn boots on.
Some boots and a PBR, bro.
PBR, dude. You'd really like PBR. Man.
I do not like PBR. I don't know where this came
from. Like, yeah.
Why do you like PBR, Scott? That's gross.
It's in his blood.
I like Bud Light and Guinness.
I'm gonna tweet out like a tweet to him. Everybody should like send him a tweet. Thanks, you know what I mean, for getting Gandhi out there, man. He did some good.
The extra gold lager. And
relax, Eric, with the Smirnoffs. Moving forward, keep going, Diesel.
I just wanted to like shout him out. His name's Alan Harris, I believe. I just tweeted out.
True.
Like a thankful everyone follow and thank him.
Yeah.
I think it's really big. That was fucking awesome. Like it was instant. Like he just messaged us and it was like, hey, I'll do it. I got the money. I just thought that was cool. And he's willing to do it for Walsh, but I don't know if Walshy's going or not.
Yeah, not sure yet.
Well, if he doesn't, I have options. When do we have?
Maven, what's goody?
Well, Maven, Saucy, or Ghost.
Oh yeah, for sure. Fucking the whole team. He had like 457,000 miles.
Bro.
I would rather punch myself in the dick than ever.
Be nasty up there and call it a fucking day.
Dude, I am down for Boss Nasty.
I'm down for Boss.
I will literally miss my flight on purpose.
I don't know if you see him at events.
Shut off, man, please.
I don't know if you see him at events, but like the guy wears a bright ass orange, just like shirt that says
a team jersey
on it.
He was a jersey. Watch out with a mic.
It's obviously not a team jersey. It's just him. You know what I mean? It's a single person.
He got that custom ink thing.
Yeah,
that's always advertised.
He catches people with interviews, bro. He'll like just puts the mic. He's like, "Yo, I'm Boss Nasty. You want to interview you, man? How you liking the event?" I'm like, dude.
He's like pushing a tripod down the street on wheels, and it almost fell over. Like I just
he's like blinding everybody. It's so yellow.
Who funds him to do this shit?
Dude, I think he just goes himself.
All I know is the kid got first round at Orlando 07, and he thought he was the shit. So get the fucking baby.
Well, actually, I was the world's best at Conquer.
Actually, he played with that kid that played with his face. What was that guy's name?
Whoa, dude, fuck you, man.
I'm not talking shit.
Dude, what the fuck is wrong with? Why would? Who
I'm just
says
saying,
that?
The guy who played with his face.
Stop.
All right, man, dude, this is
this is done. This is getting ugly. All right, rest in pieces, everybody. Thank you all for doing this. Next, we will be doing this with EGL.
And CGL is next, guys. Take it easy.